Dayan ki Neend. Dayan ki Neend. A tale from the dark heart of India. Dayan. In Indian folklore, a woman cursed or corrupted by dark forces who feeds on the life force of sleeping victims. She enters through dreams. She leaves through the eyes. Meri nani kehti thi, raat ko nail mat kaato. Never cut your nails at night. Never sweep the floor after sunset. Never call someone's name 3 times in the dark. I thought these were the superstitions of an old woman from a small village in Rajasthan who had never seen a city, never owned a phone, never understood the world I lived in. She died in February. By March, I had broken every one of her rules. It started the night I moved into the new flat in Mulvia Nagar. 3rd floor, south facing, the landlord said proudly, Vastu perfect. Part 1. Neend mein aana. Entering through sleep. The first night, I dreamed of a well. Not a modern boring well, a bauli, a step well, ancient and deep, the kind you find in old havelis in Rajasthan, carved with apsaras and nagadevtas, stone steps descending in perfect geometry into black water that reflects no light. I stood at the top. I counted the steps. There were 32. At the bottom, something stood in the water. A woman, Aurat, facing away. Her sari was white, her hair unbound, falling past her waist, floating as if she were already submerged. She did not move. She did not breathe. But when I turned to leave, woe muri, she turned. Not her body, just her head. 180 degrees, facing me perfectly while her body still faced the water. I woke at 3:15 a.m. with my mouth full of the taste of mud and iron. My neighbor, Mrs. Sharma, Auntie, everyone called her, knocked the next morning with a steel bowl of halwa. She pressed it into my hands, looked past me into the flat, and said, Beta, did the last tenant tell you about this flat? He hadn't. 3 tenants in 4 years, she said. Pehle wale ko neend aana band ho gayi. The first one stopped being able to sleep. The second one, she lowered her voice. Wo subah unke kamre mein unhe mila, baithe hue, aankhein khuli, magar andar koi nahi tha. They found him sitting up in his room, eyes open, but no one was behind them. She pressed a small taviz into my palm. Black thread, a silver cylinder, sealed with red wax. Behan lo, she said, or kabhi sapne mein us bauli ki seedhiyan mat utarna. Never walk down those steps in the dream. I had already counted them in my sleep. Part 2. 3 raatein. 3 nights. The second night, the woman in the dream had moved. She was no longer at the bottom of the well. She was at step 16, exactly halfway, still facing me, still wearing white. Her feet were turned backwards, I notice now, heels forward, toes pointing down into the black water behind her. Ulte bon, reversed feet, the oldest sign. I tried to run. In the dream, my legs moved, but the staircase did not end. I climbed and the top of the baulis stayed the same distance away, and every time I looked back, she was 1 step closer. Never moving when I watched her, only advancing when I looked away. I woke with mud under my fingernails. I had not gone outside. Wo sapne mein aati hai, wo neend mein jeeti hai. Jab tum sote ho, wo jagti hai. She comes through dreams. She lives inside sleep. When you close your eyes, she opens hers. The third night, I did not want to sleep. I drank 3 cups of chai. I called my friend Rohan and spoke until 2 a.m. I put on every light in the flat. I sat with my back to the wall, watching the door. At 3:15 exactly, all the lights went out. In the darkness, from the direction of the bedroom, koi chala. Footsteps, slow, bare feet on marble floor. The particular soft slap of a woman's feet. Getting closer. Stopping just outside the living room door. I did not breathe. Under the door, in the gap between wood and floor, I saw her shadow. Standing there, not moving. And then, very slowly, the shadow sat down. Folded itself. As if she were sitting cross-legged just on the other side of the door. Patient as stone. waiting for me to fall asleep. I kept my eyes open until dawn. When the sun came, the shadow was gone, but the mud under my nails had not gone anywhere. Part 3. Pandit Ji. The Pandit knows. Mrs. Sharma took me to Pandit Raghunath Shastri on a Thursday morning. Auspicious day, she said. He lived in a narrow lane near the old Hanuman temple. In a house so old, the plaster had grown its own plaster. He was small and precise, wearing white, with the calm of a man who has seen things that would shatter ordinary people and has simply continued eating his breakfast. He looked at me for a long moment. Then he said, "Kitni seedhiyan utri thi tum?" How many steps did you descend? I had not told him about the dream. I had not said one word about the well. My mouth went dry. Main mujhe nahi pata. Socho, he said. Think, I thought. In the first dream I had been at the top. In the second, I had been at the top, but she was at step 16. But had I moved, had I taken steps without noticing? I counted backwards through the dream. I had descended 11 steps. Pandit Ji nodded slowly. Bais baki hen. 22 remain. Remaining, for what? He looked at me with the particular stillness of someone delivering a fact, not a warning. Jab tum 30वीं सीढ़ी पे पहुंचो, वो अंदर आ जाएगी, पूरी तरह, हमेशा के लिए. When you reach the 32nd step, she comes inside, completely, forever. Part 4, Asli Sach, the real truth. Pandit Ji performed a vidhi that evening. Mustard oil lamps in every corner, neem leaves on every windowsill, a Lakshman Rekha of sindoor and rice flour around my bed. He chanted for 2 hours and left before midnight, pressing a packet of black sesame seeds into my hand. Subah suraj nikalne se pehle, inhe bauli mein dal dena. Before sunrise, throw these into the well. Kaun si bauli? Which well? I didn't know any well near here. He pointed, not east, not toward the old city. He pointed straight down, at the floor of my flat. I tore up the marble tiles that night. Under the third one, under the bedroom, was a hole. Old stone, ancient. A shaft descending into darkness, and from below, very faint, the sound of water moving in a place that had no reason to have water. I poured the sesame seeds in. I said what Pandit Ji had told me to say, and then, because I am a fool, I looked down into the hole. She was there, at the bottom, 32 steps below, white sari, unbound hair, head turned backward to look up at me. She raised one hand. She was holding something, small, dark, a thin black thread with a silver cylinder sealed in red wax. She was holding my taviz. Her Mangal Sutra was on the floor. Her slippers were placed neatly by the door, toes pointing outward, heels pointing in. I had seen that before. Ulte Pan. On her wall, the same symbol scratched 32 times, a small eye. And next to it, fresh, still dark, a 33rd. I thought about everything then. The halwa she had brought me, the taviz she had pressed into my hand, the pundit she had taken me to, who had known about the dream before I told him. The way she had looked past me into the flat that first morning, not checking if it was clean. I thought about how she had said, "Kabhi sapne mein us bauli ki seedhiyan mat utarna." Never walk down those steps in the dream. She had not said that to protect me. She had said it because she needed me to stay at the top, undescended, unmarked, unfinished, until she was ready. The Dayan does not come for you in the night. She sends someone kind first. She sends someone with halwa and warm eyes and a steel bowl, who knocks on your door in the morning and says beta and makes you feel safe. She sends the one you trust. Dayan kabhi akeli nahi aati.